Over under 4.5 more minutes before Jose shows up.
Over.
I agree. I think he's going to show up at 9:45 and be like, I thought we were going live at 9:45, not 9:30.
Yeah.
Classic Jose, guys. Welcome to the Herons podcast. My name is Julio, and I'm joined today by a friend and a fellow Inter Miami fan, Dave. And Jose's late, and Chris is sailing the high seas. So it's just us for now. Jose will most likely be joining us. We don't know. And thank you guys for stopping by the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. For those of you watching live on YouTube, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're enjoying the show. And a huge shout out to our chief Heron Heads, Matias, Chow, Abu Ava, and Mari V. Thank you so much for the generous support. If you guys are interested in supporting us on Patreon, you'll find a link in the description wherever you are listening. Also, new merch in stores. Heron Head merch is now available. Heron Head merch is now available, and a link for that is also in the description wherever you are listening. This shirt is super comfortable, super nice, shipped really fast. I think I ordered on Thursday of last week. I don't know. Thursday or late last week, and it's here on Wednesday as we're recording this. So if you guys are interested, check out all the different merch. And now to the main event. Let's talk about New York City FC, Inter Miami's next match, which is taking place on Saturday. It feels like we've been away from home for a while, but now we're coming back home. I see questions already about why we have Benja Kremaski on the thumbnail, so we will dive into that. There has been some news about his availability, and we can talk really a lot about the availability of our players. So, Dave, how are you feeling? What kind of beverage are you indulging in?
I have a koozie. It's the Miami Sugar Kings City Connect for the Marlins, because tomorrow's opening day for the Marlins, so I have to show them a little love. But yeah, my drink is the same one it's been, I feel like, the last 2 weeks. It's that Fatheads Brewery, the Bumbleberry. I think the words are backwards on the screen, but yeah. And how I'm feeling? I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. We're gonna have more of a squad than we did this last match, so I don't expect the same debacle that we saw in New York, or I guess in Jersey. That's where they played. But yeah, we're gonna have, like you kind of alluded to, should have Kremaski back. It'll be interesting. I don't know if he'll get the start, but for sure he's gonna be available, and I bet they'll give him some run to get going. And I think Calendar's back. And there's one more person I think that was supposed to be
Gomez,
back.
Redondo.
Redondo too. I wasn't sure about the other international.
I don't know. I imagine so, because the international break technically is over, so I assume he'll be back.
So yeah, we'll have an actual complement of players returning, and we'll have actual subs, and we won't have to call up guys from the second squad. So that's nice. Yeah, and again, we're playing at home. This team tends to play better on their home pitch, so that's good to see. And yeah, Kremaski, that's that. Last season he was the diamond in the rough, the bright spot of the youth movement, and now we've had a lot of the young players step up and show that he's no longer the diamond. So now hopefully he comes back with a chip on his shoulder, and he proves to the group that he is the young stud that we all thought he was going to be last season.
Yeah, and then the one other player would be, I think David Ruiz is available to us as well. So that's a nice addition. So the full news is that Benja did participate in training fully today. So we are hopeful that he does get some playing time. I would imagine, if anything, it would be as a substitute. I can't foresee him starting off the bat. He hasn't played at the senior level. He played in preseason. Did he? I don't know if he did. He
Kremaski?
Yeah,
that's how he got hurt. That's how he got hurt.
That's how he got hurt. And he, yeah. So Crema hasn't played in quite a few matches. He hasn't played for the regular season. He had a couple matches in the preseason, but it does seem that he's well on his way back. And then also we saw Negri on the bench. So it'll be interesting if he gets some sort of playing time. I think he's mainly used as a left back. We haven't seen him really at right back because we haven't really seen him, period, much. By the way, the over just hit on Jose. So
yeah, Negri is what he's a pure left back. So yeah, he would.
I think so.
I haven't seen him play. I know he was playing with the second squad, so
Yeah.
he is fit to play. But yeah, I mean, he's going to add flexibility. Not only can he give Alba a rest, but he kind of gives you the opportunity to move Alba around if you do feel like you want to put him at left wing or if you want to put him in midfield. You can do something like that with Negri available to you.
For sure. And then the big question, or one of the big questions, would be Messi, as always. Is he going to play to get some match time in ahead of the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup against Monterrey?
I'd be surprised if he played any kind of minutes in this match. I think they're just saving him for that CONCACAF matchup against Monterrey. That is the most important match in the near future, so it doesn't make sense to risk him. I could see maybe he gets. I mean, I really don't think he will, but I can see the argument for getting him some run just to get some of that rust off for missing a few matches. But he's Lionel Messi, so I don't know if rust ever accumulates on those majestic legs of his.
Yeah, you got to be careful. We might have to be more thankful and grateful. We might get roasted in the comments.
I don't care. Let it come. Roast away.
There you go. Roast Jose. So let's talk about Miami versus New York City FC. They've had a really bad start to the season. They won against Toronto, but they've lost 5 out of their last 6. Most recently, this past weekend, they lost to FC Cincinnati. They were without quite a few players who were also on international duty, similar to us, and Cincinnati's pretty good. So they held them to a 1-0. Well, they were held to a 1-0 defeat. But they've had a really poor start to the season. They've had a couple injuries. I was mentioning to you before the show, Thales Magno has missed, I think, the entirety of the regular season. He hasn't played since February 24th. That might have been opening weekend, actually. But he's one of their key players. So without him, they're missing some creativity in attack. And this past weekend, they picked up another injury to one of their defenders, which isn't necessarily their strongest position group, similar to us as well. So I think they have a lot of holes right now. It's a good time to play against them. It's a good time to play against them at home, where we can get some rhythm that we definitely were missing against Red Bulls. So why don't we talk about Miami's keys to the game? What do we need to do to succeed?
I think first things first is you got to not have Lewis Morgan score 3 goals on you. So I think we'll be able to check that one off. That won't be an issue in this match. And yeah, I think the main thing, I mean, I feel like it's like beating a dead horse here. It's just clean passes, at least in the defensive half of the field, and just being sound in that back line. I know that Nicolas Freire, he just did some side work, and he went in this first practice with the team, so I know he's not in line to start. So we know we are most likely looking at another wounded center back starting line, but having Alba and maybe, just maybe, having Chelo in this match. I know he's with the team. He's basically ready to go. They just need that visa clearance for him to actually play in these matches. So if he clears visas, that would be amazing to have him at right back. If not, Gressel needs to be at right back, because I just want a sound defensive line. It'll just help us not have silly turnovers.
Not Robert Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, I said that will be the last time we see Robert Taylor back there, and Jose was quick to rebuff me with that. So hopefully Tata doesn't make a liar out of me. And yeah, we just have Gressel back there. I don't know if David Ruiz is back, he might be right back too. So we'll see what they do with that back line. But yeah, basically just give us some solid backline play and no silly turnovers, because those lackadaisical passes really, really come back to haunt this team. So that's what I'm looking forward as the key for Inter Miami in this one.
Jose, thoughts? Everybody, welcome Jose. For those of you that had over 9.5 minutes, you are the winners tonight. Congratulations, Jose. Welcome to the Heron Heads podcast. Your first stop for all things Inter Miami. What's your excuse?
I thought it had said 9:45.
I called it. I get great odds on that. Great. So we're just talking about the match against New York City FC and what Miami has to do to be successful against them. So do you have any thoughts in that regard?
Wait.
We have been waiting.
Things are popping up. I don't know, like teams is popping up out of nowhere. I don't know what happened here. All right.
Great. Yeah. What does Inter Miami need to do to win?
We just need to maintain possession of the pitch. Basically, in the mid, we need to win. We can't have they have lackluster attack. They're not very good. They've averaged 0.6 the whole year. We're on a bit of we're spiraling right now in the MLS season, like in the sense of like the last 4 games we've pretty abysmal. Then you go to what they've done; they're pretty horrible as well, right? Not the last 4 games, our last 3 games, their last 4 games. They've lost 3 of the last 4. We've lost 2 of our last 3, right? So it's like, it's kind of like who's going to break first in that regard. But they're not a very good team. But we said this the last game as well, that we're playing a very whatever Red Bull team also, and Lewis Morgan stepped up and he had a great game. So it's just a matter of just we got to play our game. We're getting a lot of guys back, so I'm assuming that we're gonna get kickstarted with that. We're not gonna have Sunderland playing probably. I wouldn't assume that we would be. I see we're gonna get Gomez back now, right? Right. So I mean that just with that alone, that's gonna be a huge bump.
Yeah, I think NYCFC is worse than Red Bulls for sure. Red Bulls had a good start to the season. Then they went up against Columbus and got shellacked. But otherwise, they had performed pretty well. NYCFC have not had a good match this entire season. Even the win against Toronto wasn't anything to write home about, despite Toronto's start to the season. For me, as much as I want to say the midfield will be the most important thing in this match, I want to see the attack get back into rhythm. Losing 4-0, not being able to develop chances, even with the players that we had out there, to me, it needs to be better. I mean, obviously it needs to be better than 0 goals, but to me, we need to capitalize on the chances that we're given, because by not doing so in this Red Bulls match, it got really nasty. So against a lesser opponent, we absolutely have to take advantage of the opportunities presented to us. And then, yeah, like I will always say that the midfield's important, but having Gomez and Redondo and Busquets, maybe mixing in David Ruiz and maybe Benja, to me, the midfield's not an issue anymore. Like I feel like I don't have to say it because I know they're going to take care of their business if they're playing. And yeah, like you said, Dave, the defense will be super important. They were completely exposed last match, due in some part to the midfield. But all our position groups need to be better. I think the midfield is just the least of my concerns right now.
In summary, the defense has to be better, the midfield has to be better, and they have to be better in attack.
Exactly. Everyone play better.
Hey, and Dos Santos won't be at net, so
automatically better.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Oh, what are you gonna do though? So Jose, do you have any did you knows or any fun facts that you'd like to throw at us, or should we just jump into NYCFC's game plan?
I threw one in there. I don't know if you caught that. They're like 0.63 or something like that. I just didn't say did you know. I
1.6.
How would I know then?
You said they were averaging 1.6 goals per game.
No.
That is what you said.
No, it's probably 0.6. on that.
We'll check the tape. We'll review the tape
Okay,
later.
Definitely said 1.6, but if it's 0.6, that's definitely less scary.
Sanguine Rose says if we think Robert Taylor has officially lost his place on the team with Weigand and Gomez, I mean, he might have lost his place as a right back. So that one, I think, will for sure be over with the addition of Weigand. Gomez, I don't think affects Robert Taylor too much. I know that they've tinkered with Gomez at left wing, but I believe that Taylor brings something different at left wing than Gomez does. Gomez can play wing, but I think that nobody has arrived on this club to really displace that position from Robert Taylor. They haven't added that speed element. Unfortunately, Robert Taylor is really our only speedy player on the attack.
Yeah, maybe when Crema gets up to speed, he might rotate in. I still think Taylor's better suited, specifically like as a winger. But Crema does offer some pace, some energy that Robert Taylor has parallels with. So for NYCFC, I think just disrupting the midfield, being able to break on the counters, that's going to be most teams' path to success against us. I honestly don't think man for man they can compete against us, so I do expect to beat them quite handily. As far as El Chelo, like Dave said, he's just waiting on papers, but everything else is ready to go. The team even listed him on the website. No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that, Jose. So as far as players go, who are you going to be watching from Miami this match? Jose.
I'm going to be watching Kareem. Thank you, Kareem. I did say they averaged 0.6 this year. That's exactly what I said. Because I remember I questioned it. I said it and then I questioned myself. I was like, what?
Maybe I misunderstood the what for one. That might have been what I heard. It sounded like what?
I don't know what to tell you.
Like 1.6.
Figure it out. Thanks, Kareem. Appreciate that.
It's your burner account.
So, Jose, who for Miami are you looking at to make an impact in this match?
Well, I was hoping Luis Suarez would be the steady stream goal guy last game, and that didn't happen. So at this point now, I'm like looking back and I'm like, okay, are we back to this where I have to like hope that he does what he's supposed to do? I'm hoping for Luis Suarez to get back on the Golden Boot train and get God forbid get a brace. If he gets a brace, this game's donezo. With a 0.6 average, just get one.
Forget about it. Do you think Suarez was maybe overcompensating due to the formation having Campana there? Do you think he was trying to do too much?
Yeah, of course. He kept trying to go to the outside. I read an article today on The Athletic where it's funny where they were suggesting how much all of Luis Suarez's goals, their average has been in the 11 point. Actually, his shots on goal in general are in the 11 feet from the goal range. That's he's had the lead. Everyone with over 3 goals in the MLS has shot way more shots. I wish they didn't say it on the article.
You mean like the average distance for each of those other players was further?
Yeah, that plus also just way more opportunities than Luis Suarez. Way more opportunities. Luis Suarez is being extremely efficient. He's not really clanking them like the other guys are. Every time he gets but they also said in the article, they're like, but it's one of those things where it's like, who's he getting it from? He's getting it from a lot of good boosy passes, a lot of Gressel. I think they said that 3 of his goals are from Gressel.
Yeah, well, he had the Gressel cross in, the Gressel little dink,
which
is
correct. And then and there was another one from Messi. So those are he has 4 goals. Those are his 4 goals. And so, and they were saying like it's funny. Like last year, we never had a right side to play with, right? Like we weren't attacking from the right side. We usually
it was Alba.
Alba hasn't had 1 assist to Luis Suarez this year. That's crazy to me. Like when I read that, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't agree with the whole premise of the article. The whole premise of the article was with everything coming soon. Right, like not soon. Like all the cup finals, everything that's important is later on. should we actually be having him as a super sub instead of like an actual, doing exactly what he's doing, which is like last game he played 90 minutes.
Yeah, I don't agree he should be playing that much, but I do see the value in having him start and all these matches because we saw in the preseason he's that type of player who needs run. And I think if you put him in just at the last second, like he did come in a few matches ago as a sub and had 2 goals, but I don't think that that's the best recipe for him going forward. At least not at this stage of the season. He does need to keep those knees moving because I do think that they just keeping the gears greased is kind of important for him. And then as far as players that I'm looking forward to, I think after watching that USA match, I want to see a midfielder score. I know Suarez scored from super close all the time, but after seeing that Tyler Adams goal, like, God, give me some of that. I want to see it. I want to celebrate one of these long shots that just whip in to the top corner of the box. Like, I want it. I haven't seen that. I feel like I haven't seen that since I think Robert Taylor kind of took one of these shots last season.
No, this year. This year. He had one of those this year.
The preseason?
No, I thought it was in the regular season when he had that. Maybe in the preseason,
he had like when he whipped it back
and yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that wasn't even one of like Tyler Adams' shot was from further out. I feel like last season we had some of these further shots from Robert Taylor. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see a midfield, and I know Robert Taylor's not even a midfielder, but I want to see either Gressel get behind one, or God forbid Busquets get behind one. Busquets not going to do it. Like I don't even want to put it out there because it's not going to happen. But yeah, I just want to see something fun, like see something different a little bit. And yeah, I think I wanted to talk about this one comment that was very interesting. It had to do with Campana.
While you're looking it up, I had a comment about Campana in relation to Suarez. I was really surprised heading into the Red Bulls match. Campana, I heard, I think it was on the broadcast, like just before the game started, they mentioned that Campana actually has or had the 3rd highest XG for any player. He had like a 2.6 XG heading into the match against Red Bulls, and it was more surprising to me that Suarez wasn't in that top 3, given that he had 4 goals, and especially now knowing, Jose, the average distance. So Campana not creating chances necessarily, but being the recipient of chances created and relying on things, rather than Suarez is really facilitating plays. Like when you think about Suarez always like does that dummy run where the ball runs past to the player that's just behind him. In one case to Campana, actually. Suarez is more actively creating chances both for himself and other players, where Campana seems to have to rely on being fed chances.
Campana feel like everything has to be telegraphed to Campana. It has to be obvious what he has to do with the ball. Anytime there's a decision that needs to be made, he more often than not makes the wrong decision. When it's an obvious pass, like there's times where it's like an obvious pass situation and he forces the shot. And then there's times where it's an obviously shoot situation and then he just forces a pass. It's again, and I have to feel like that's a confidence issue, because I feel like he doesn't feel confident in his position. And when you're in the groove, you just do things without thinking. And I feel like he's forcing it and he's thinking too much. And that might be what's causing the issue. What the cause is, I don't know. But the point is he's making bad decisions. And then that's where it comes to hurt you. And that's why you have Taylor Twellman saying he should be heading the ball from 15 feet. But it does stink because he does have talent. But he does seem like a little bit like a fish out of water right now, and it's tough to watch.
Luis Suarez, did you know? So he has 4 goals, right? How many shots on target do you think he has?
6.
Well, as someone that always bets on Luis Suarez having 2+ shots on target, I know that he averages almost 2 per game. So.
Okay, look,
it's probably 9.
GG from Atlanta has. Is the second. It has 4 goals as well, right? As far as he has 15 shots on target.
I'm gonna guess 9.
Dejan Jovalic has 4 goals as well.
Jovalic.
There you go. 16 shots on target.
Who scored against us, by the way?
There you go. Yeah.
Just give us Suarez. I want to know what Suarez's number is.
Suarez has 6 shots on target.
Boom! Let's go.
You already saw this. This is
I didn't see that.
So 6. So it's pretty crazy. His XG is 1.58.
So he's only not scored on 2 shots on target. Put the ball on frame. Put the ball on frame, buddy.
Just
fire at will.
Just give him the ball.
Just fire at will.
But it was also going into the fact that like you're basically putting him in great spots to succeed. Also, like every time he's gotten the ball, he's also put himself in that spot. To be honest, but then the teammates are finding him. They're putting him into that groove. It makes sense on why he struggled against not like reading this article and how it makes sense. Like, yeah, he just needs to do better. It's one of those things. He's not trying to just shoot fire at will. That's not his game. He's literally an unselfish player. He's trying to get everyone involved. And when he takes a shot, it's probably because he thinks he's going to make it. Straight up.
I mean, when he scored that chip shot, I thought he had ruined the chance. And then it was just like,
nope. We all went like, oh my God.
I just want to end this keeper's career right now.
It's embarrassing. Just a little blooper right over.
Scary Larry his ass.
It actually touched him a little bit to make it matters worse.
Full slow motion. I wonder if Campana is for our.
I said feet. It's not feet. It's 11.3 yards. Yeah.
There you go. Come on, it's football terms here. I wonder if Campana is the Chalmers of the Barca boys. Jose, thoughts?
No chance. I feel like I know you said Jose, but I'm jumping in here because I feel very strongly about this. Chalmers, in his mind, was the best player on the team.
True.
And I think that Campana has like a mental issue right now that he doesn't feel confident in himself. So I refuse to think that he's the Chalmers of this team.
I feel like he's torn somewhere between feeling like he needs to play it to these other players, and he like just chooses the absolute wrong time to like lay it off for these players and to take the opportunity himself, just like you were saying. I just feel like he's having the mental struggle between being the little brother and then having to like take the chances for himself.
Wait, are you comparing this to Campana? Chalmers?
I'm asking, is Campana the Chalmers of...
No.
Okay.
Robert Taylor's the Chalmers. Absolutely. Wrong. Absolutely not. Robert Taylor is the guy that
so true.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I think Noah Allen.
He can go off. No. Noah Allen can never go off. No, because Chalmers had his game.
He thinks that he's ready.
Robert Taylor could hit the half-court shot in the finals.
He can. But this is why would you do that? Like just why?
Just pass it to LeBron.
Yeah, no, the guy he'd rather just shoot from screw it. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. No, Campana at least stays within the system. He's part of this RV. I'm going to forward it to you guys. This should be good. I'm going to put on the Discord, just so you guys know. Have you explained what the Discord is, Julio?
No, nor is there a link anywhere. So let's just not.
All right. So I like this.
No, hold on. We're working on a Discord for everybody, just so you know, but it's not quite ready yet. So just stay tuned on that.
You know, Jose, deposit that in the Discord. It'll be there waiting for everybody when they do hop on.
I'm going to do it right now. You guys keep talking.
Oh, Jesus.
I take it back. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Oh man,
this is a really long article. Jesus,
great.
I was trying to find the one thing that, because they're talking about Campana, and basically what they're talking about Campana is that what you're getting from him, you're not getting from Luis Suarez. So it was actually fun the way they drew it up, where they said, picture this: you have Campana running for about 50 minutes, 60 minutes. And he just, because he's honestly he does a very good job of pressing, and it's great. It puts a lot of pressure on the back line. He's 23 years old, right? As we found out last week, as we all found out. None of us knew. It's incredible. So you have a 23-year-old just chasing guys and trying to make some plays. Now they showed his efficiency at scoring, not very good, folks. Not very good. That's what I was looking for, because I wanted to give you a nice, did you know, stat. It's like it's sad. You would be very sad, Julio. But it's like you're not getting that from him. What you're getting is you're trying to get people very tired. You're constantly pressing, trying to make plays. And then by the time the 60th minute comes around, you bring in Luis Suarez, enter the Sandman goes on. You just all of a sudden, oh my god, this guy's coming on the pitch, and you have nothing to do but just cry. And then all of a sudden you're super tired. This guy just boots another one in. It's just one per game at this point, and he's just ready for the finals to start. And MLS playoffs start, and good luck.
I prefer the reverse. I prefer Suarez to start. Back
Campana
2 goals.
They don't play Sandman for
Campana. Back 2 goals, and then no. I want the game to be over, and then Suarez to get subbed off, and Campana to pick up like garbage time goals.
And also Campana, who comes in like with his hair on fire, and he just runs after everybody.
Yeah.
Now, the point of that is to get to the playoffs, and Luis Suarez not being hurt by the time we get there. That's the whole point.
I don't want him to play 90 minutes almost ever. So I'm trying to get to a place where we just take the lead. Suarez continues to stay in good form, have his knees be, constantly warmed up and in with game action. And then Campana to come in, get his confidence going so that when he has to plug in matches that either we rest Suarez or Suarez is unavailable for whatever reason, then he's not just this.
I got the stats. When Campana starts a game, 90% of his shots have come when he starts the games. 90%.
Okay.
Yeah, because when he comes in as a sub, he gets 7 minutes of playing time.
I'm just telling you the stat, David.
Okay.
The end.
Stat that.
Okay.
You guys let the stat happen and let it sit there for.
It makes sense that you have more shots.
So happy you looked that up.
Play the majority of the game. That does make sense.
All right. So as far as who I'm looking out for in this match, I think Gressel is so key to what we're doing, and it's going to be interesting where he starts and where he plays once El Chelo joins the team. Is Gressel going to be in the midfield? Because right now, you could probably tuck him in at right wing, but then that's Messi's spot. So, like when Messi's available, where does Gressel go? Does he supplant Gomez? Gomez has been so important right now. Do you take out Robert Taylor for Gressel? It's not his natural side. Do you move Messi to the left and then put Gressel on the right? To me, Gressel's like super interesting. So I want to see like maybe his mindset, how he goes into this match, because El Chelo is going to join this team very soon, maybe even potentially for this match. So to me, Gressel is like the most interesting player on the team right now, because where's his position?
He's in any.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, you guys are going to keep talking, and I'm just going to be throwing in Campana stats. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this exactly like that. You guys just keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, no matter what we say, it's going to happen.
True tackles, like from all center forwards. The next 4 stats are going to be all center forwards, 1,200 plus minutes in MLS since 2023. Campana is 9th in tackles in per 1,000 opponent touches.
Who are the top 8?
3rd in true tackle win rate, 51%. True tackle win rate.
Are you talking about defense? Of all people in this world, you're talking
Jose
defense?
Is taking an attacker and talking about defense.
Adjusted blocked passes per 1,000 touches, 10th.
He's digging real deep into this bag.
This is advanced analytics right here. He's moneyballing. He's moneyballing the MLS.
This is the last stat. 8th in aerial dual win rate, 50%.
I don't want any more of these stats, please. If these are the type of stats,
it's actually over.
What's the point? What's the point, Jose?
Yeah.
The point is of how well he is at pressing.
How good is he at pressing?
And it's like really funny. Like you guys are talking about something totally different. I'm not listening, and I'm just throwing stats. All right, go ahead.
So funny.
We can dive right in.
Compounding on the fact that you were 9 minutes late, it's so funny.
It's not like he was
I was not 9 minutes late. I was not.
Yes. Again, we'll go back.
Jose, you said 0.6, and I also said 9:30. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll tell you what. Check Instagram. It says 9:45.
That's Chris's fault, and Chris is on a cruise, so I don't fault him. In our group chat where I communicate what time I scheduled it for, it says 9:30. So don't go off of Instagram. Go off of us talking to each other, please.
I talked on Discord.
Oh my god.
There's just nobody there.
It's talking to- Oh man.
Okay, there's a lot of comments and people asking us
I
questions.
shouldn't be talking about these random stats. Oh, nobody said anything. So
Jose
I was
somehow
told.
installed an AI bot to talk back to him in Discord.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna keep answering questions as you guys talk.
Go ahead.
But,
Bring up a question that we can discuss.
I'm very deep into it. I'm where Chris is, Jose.
That's almost the beginning. Oh, the beginning when you showed up.
Yeah, you guys
Great.
should keep talking.
Don't go from the beginning because we addressed a lot of those. So just go.
So here's a question: what is your starting 11 with our new right back and Messi subbing in?
Messi as a sub.
Yes.
Man, I really don't like getting into like just talking starting 11 because
I mean, to me, it's
there's so many options.
Taylor Suarez Gressel, Redondo Gomez Busquets, Alba Freire Aviles, and Chelo, and then Drake as a keeper. To me, that's the best 11 without Messi.
Yeah, you're gonna have Redondo Gomez Busquets always as your starting midfield, Suarez as your striker, Robert Taylor as your left wing, Gressel as your right wing. If you have it Chelo, he's your right back. Left back, you have Noah Allen. And assuming everybody's healthy, Freire and Toto as your center back. Is that what you said? Because those are the best players. Yeah. And Drake Calendar at net.
Yeah, I agree. I have to say them all over again because that's literally what I have here. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I think the only
now it gets more confusing if what if Chelo's not ready?
Well, then you slide Gressel,
Gressel,
as your right back. I mean, that's what makes the most sense. But with Tata, you can have David Ruiz there, you can have Robert Taylor there, you can honestly have anybody there as long as
outrageous.
You might see Chris
Benja comes back
and be a right back,
and he's like, "You're right back." What? Never. Okay. I would love that kind of just because we've always been wrong with Tata's lineup, so I want to see what he does next.
He's wild, man.
Out of control.
So, shall we talk about score predictions? Is Dave Stradamus in the building?
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that.
I like but I like that shoes. That's a great stat right there. Love that one.
You are so far back in the weeds.
Yeah, I don't even see it.
The 34% chances was 92% worth.
Okay.
It's a good one.
All right. Score predictions.
Here we go.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 2-0 Inter Miami win. And we're gonna get a Gomez midfield goal. How about that?
He would be the one
like outside the box shot.
He would be the one that takes it.
I know. Somebody said in the comments, and it just made too much sense.
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
Redondo is too refined of a player. Busquets is looking for the pass. Gomez is like, let her rip.
Yeah, I'm thinking literally 2-0 as well. Why it's they have a 0.6 goal for the year. We have our boy Drake back. Why not?
Our boy. Okay.
Our boy.
A long way.
Riding right into the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? So let's see. 2-0. I'm predicting Luis Suarez brace. He's like, I'm done. I'm tired of it. We gotta get a win. That's it.
I'm gonna say 3-0, and Suarez only gets one goal. Campana scores a brace. How about that? As a substitute.
As a sub, okay. Just to throw Jose's stat off.
Right.
This is one of the hardest call-outs of his game that we've had ever.
Well, yeah,
because I've been saying this for a little bit now. I've been very disappointed in what we've seen with Campana.
He has been disappointing. I mean, he's been limited as far as the minutes he's gotten, but when he's been on the pitch, he's definitely been disappointing. He looks lost in the sauce. He looks completely unsure of himself and the system that's being employed around him. And I don't know if it's a minutes thing or if it's just a confidence thing, but he definitely looks off. I think it's a very warranted calling out of Campana. As much as I love him.
Sometimes you need that. Remember when Jose said that Suarez needs to not see the pitch anymore, and then he went berserk. So maybe that's what we need. Just put a little fire under Campana just to get the bell going.
I kind of said it today, so let's see. Maybe that works. I kind of said, he kind of sucked last game.
Kinda.
Kind of thought he was going to do well. Kind of sucked. I don't know what to tell you.
Wishy-washy, sounding like Dave Stradamus.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Dave Stradamus is a straight shooter. Okay, he doesn't mess around.
What were you right about? What were you right about for New York Red Bulls?
Oh, when we were talking about what the other team needed to do to win, and I said the only way they win is if what's his face? If oh my
Lewis
God,
Morgan.
If Lewis Morgan goes crazy and he goes Super Saiyan, and of course he had a hat trick and he had a hockey assist. So yeah, he was just diabolical. I'm sorry I was right about that. I didn't want to be right about that, but the sword cuts both ways.
You threw it out there. It happened there.
I mean, they asked us all what New York had to do to win. Like I said,
I am excited to see if Benja somehow get some.
I would love for him to get some minutes.
He's a gamer. Last year he was so fun to watch. I would love to see him play. And it's funny because I feel like it would be coming off like we've also been a little bit like down with David Ruiz a little bit this year, right? Like he's been just okay. Last year I felt like he had a great coming out party. We could say this because Chris isn't here, he would bite our ear off if we said something about David Ruiz. But
I think he's also looking for he hasn't quite found his place in this team because now with the midfield as solid as it is, that kind of leaves him out. So he's just kind of positionless like Gressel, except like a Walmart Gressel. He can't get in.
He's gonna have to show himself as the superior winger. That's gonna be his way of getting consistent playing time. He's gonna have to, and the thing is, like, of all the players that we have on this team, I think he is the one player who really does have that flair. And you can tell he likes to mess with guys, and he really likes to play games with defenders. He's the only one, other than Messi, of course, who actively does those types of things in the attack. So, I mean, it'd be really nice to see if he can evolve and take Robert Taylor's job. As nice as Robert Taylor's highs are, Jose is accurate when he says that his lows are pretty low, and Tata does pull them off pretty quickly when he realizes he doesn't have it. So it'd be nice if David Ruiz, not Diaz, just melted. If David Ruiz could take over, I don't even think Crema is a winger. I don't see him as a winger, at least not in the way that we deploy that position. He can cover it in a pinch. But I don't see him. I think Crema is the perfect sub.
Agreed.
The only thing the only issue with that. Okay, do we all like Crema?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we like Crema, I see his path similar to David Ruiz's path as well. Why? Because they're both youngsters. They both started last year. They're both very on the same trajectory in a sense, where they're both just got hot last year. They've had hot and cold. I think Crema has a little. I think his ceiling is a little higher, but it's also going to come with who's he going to replace in the midfield. He's going to replace Redondo? No, he's not.
No.
He's going to replace Gomez? No, he's not.
That's why I think Crema is more blocked, because I think he's more of a true midfielder, as opposed to, like, if they're going to find a starting role, Crema would find it in the midfield, as opposed to Diaz. I keep calling him Diaz. As opposed to David Ruiz, who I think, if he puts his mind to it, I think he can be a legitimate winger if he continues to grow into that spot. I don't see Crema as a winger. I could be wrong. He could develop. He's so young that you don't know how these guys' bodies are going to develop still. So he can potentially grow into that. But I just see at least play styles. I see that David Ruiz has that like speed aspect and again the technical flair aspect of a winger.
They've had Gomez at left wing sometimes. I wonder if you put Gomez at left wing, it opens up a
I
spot
think
for Crema.
Gomez, I think, has grown into this midfield, and I think he
I
brings
know.
that tenacity, and I don't think they want to keep him up for that.
I think both Crema and Ruiz are perfect subs for us. They're perfect. They're perfect to replace Taylor and Messi, and you create almost like a Christmas tree where it's like four at the back, your three of Gomez, Redondo, and Busi. Then you have Crema and Ruiz as like not quite wingers, but maybe just a little further back, like attacking midfield, almost like a 4-3-2-1, like literally like a Christmas tree, where they're able to come back more and defend, or you can call it like a 4-5-1. But to me, like they're just perfect when you have a lead and you're just trying to secure it. You take off Taylor, you take off Messi, who are super attacking, or you're trying to like save Messi for a more important fixture or whatever. And you have these two guys that can get up and attack, but they're also like super high energy, super high motor, really talented, can get back on defense. And that, to me, they're just like great subs for us.
Yeah, and then at that point it's a different position. They're no longer wingers; they're more left and right mid, which they can go box to box. And yeah, I agree. That's probably their future trajectory. That I think that is more their starting potential is more life after Messi and Busquets. That's where we'll see them get there.
And they're both super young. They don't like
exactly.
They're getting such good experience right now and such good exposure to some of these players that obviously it's cool and great to see them start, but like we don't need them to be starters, which is even better. Like it's the Aaron Rodgers, right? Like he got to sit and hang out and then plug and play when needed. But at the end of the day, he developed, and these players will develop so much more. And they're in a perfect situation despite not being in starting roles.
Yeah, I almost like looking at how well built we are at midfield. I almost wonder like if Facu was still here, would we look as good? It's something I was thinking. I was like, man, I liked Facu at left wing, like replacing Robert Taylor, but I almost wonder if our team looks like more complete now with Redondo in the frame, because
very honestly, different players.
Well, yeah. But it was literally one or the other. Like we cannot have Redondo if Facu was still here. You cannot. Not salary cap wise, not. We didn't have the space. I think he took up one of those slots that we had.
I don't think we added Redondo with Facu's money. I think we added Redondo with Gregory's money.
Well, but regardless, you wouldn't be able to have both of them. I saw something.
You sell Gregory and you have Redondo.
I think Redondo is much more pivotal to our team as constructed than Farias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the question.
Farias would have been helpful in matches like last match when we just don't have anything. And the more solid bodies you have, the better off you are. That's where I think it hurt.
You would have rather have Facu than Redondo?
I don't think it's one or the other.
I'm posing the question. Pick a guy.
But that's not reality.
He doesn't want to pick him. Incredible.
Of course, I'd rather have Redondo.
Who do you rather have? He doesn't want to answer. Who do you want to have?
He's the more highly regarded player. Redondo is,
and he's for his position. He's more polished.
Yeah,
like Facu did some really great things in the short time that we saw him that were really exciting. But Redondo has completely solidified the midfield for me.
And Facu's issue has always been injury, so that's also what's keeping his value down. He was injured. That's why Inter Miami was able to get him to begin with, and then he got injured again with us.
I almost think that there is like an injury clause. I had read something, and I think there was an injury clause.
Because he was injured, we were able to do something. Yeah, we were able to do something.
I'm going to ask the questions on the Discord. Also, in the comments that anybody knows.
Great. Chris, anything else?
Somebody had to do what I had to throw the random question at the end after we did all the predictions, Perfect.
Yeah, so it will be hopefully a fun match. Finally, a night match. The last 2 weeks, it's been the early afternoon slot, so it's nice that we'll have the later game. I think it's at 7 or 7:30. It's at 7. So 7 p.m. kickoff. And then we'll be live post-match to break it all down. Hopefully we'll be celebrating another Inter Miami victory. Definitely one that we expect. Anything less than that would be extremely disappointing, given who will be available to us and the recent results, as Jose sort of outlined for us. So hope you guys will join us. We'll be live. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Did we see Dave Stradamus yet? Where's the hat? Yep. Chris, you are super late. Thank you for not joining us, but also joining us in the chat from international waters. And catch us next time on the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. Bye.
We'll be right back.